So our product range is very suited to indoor applications and indoor installations. Modular substations is a really good benefit, to a lot of our clients, and it's something that we were supplying a lot of our product into, but also that something that we have quite a lot of in-house capability, given our past engineering projects. So there are many benefits in using modular substations for remote projects, and many instances in Africa, given the lack of infrastructure, many of the projects and countries that we work in are quite remote. So the main benefit being that we can build a modular substation much to the same specification as a built substation in a much shorter space of time. The second major benefit is that once it gets to site to be installed, it's already tested in a factory environment in South Africa. So the installation process of those modular substations on site is really pretty quick. We can also design them to fit any mode of transport. So if we, so doing something far up in West Africa, we can have a road freight portion plus a sea freight portion, and it's a total building, so we're saving a lot of time on installation on site, but also in commissioning and testing. So two main reasons. The one being that they are by nature designed for an indoor installation, which is what a modular substation would be. The other thing is there's no oil in them, so from a fire protection and safety perspective, they fit really well into that application. And then another benefit which is quite clear is that the robustness of the dry type transformer versus an oil type transformer is quite apparent. So again, the purpose of having a modular substation is that it's easily transportable and complete. So if you have this transformer inside the substation, they do quite well in rigorous transport because of their robustness. So we've never really been a company that supplies a standard product. We very much an engineering-based company. We do, as part of our value add to our customers, we do application engineering and fairly detailed engineering around the transformers that we provide. And also, given the history of the individuals in the business, this has been a natural progression for us to move over into modular substations. Customers are very much looking for more single points of responsibility, because there's quite a bit of interfacing that's required. So if a supplier is only supplying one component versus the total substation, the responsibility sits with them. The interfacing and the engineering is much simplified then. So we really moved from there in a natural progression from supplying only transformers into substations, and very much also in response to customer requirements and needs. Absolutely, and not only confined to Africa, even in South Africa. So traditionally we've seen the requirement and the trend upward for Africa, given the remote locations of sites and everything that we discussed previously. But even in South Africa, we're seeing an increase in demand, which is unusual because we have a large labor force in South Africa, and we have a very strong construction base here too. But the reason I think would be in a lot of these companies looking for modular is the ability that you have to grow your operation in a staged manner. So you may have an operation which has a potential for 10 data halls. Let's use a data center, for example. But the capacity is built from the ground up from a foundational perspective, but you're only building half of it modularly. Very easy to replicate, very easy to come and install as and when required. So we really are seeing an upward trend for these modular type buildings, and it's really cost-driven and time-driven.